matey. What happened? Do you need a hand?
I think I got it about... Oh, I guess not.
You good?
Okay, now I'm good. But how did this rope fall from the sky?
Hey guys, have you seen a long rope? You know, the really heavy one lying around anywhere? Oh, you found it, Scout. Thanks.
Aye, where did you leave the rope, Sally June?
Well, I was climbing trees when I thought it would be really fun to pretend to be Tarzan. So I found this rope and climbed into a tree with it. But let's just say it didn't work out. I was going to put the rope where I found it, but I didn't bother.
You shouldn't leave ropes up in trees, Sally. This one fell right on top of me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scout.
That's okay. I forgive you. Let's just put this rope back where it belongs.
You know, even though Scout forgave me, I still feel a little guilty.
You do? Well, did you know that Jesus forgives us when we mess up?
Really?
Yes, we're going to hear about a time when Jesus forgave a woman he met at a well. And our big idea today is that God forgives me when I mess up.
Jesus forgives me when I mess up, so I'll pray and ask Jesus to forgive me, and he will?
That's right. We'll hear our Bible story later. For now, it's time for a song.
What gift of grace is Jesus my Redeemer? There is no more for heaven now to give. He is my joy, my righteousness and freedom, my steadfast love, my deep and boundless peace. To this I hold, my hope is only Jesus, for my life is wholly bound to his. Oh, how strange and divine, I can sing, all is mine, yet not I, but through Christ in me. The night is dark, but I am not forsaken, for by my side the Savior, he will stay. I labor on in weakness and rejoicing, for in my need his power is displayed. To this I hold, my shepherd will defend me. Through the deepest valley he will lead. Oh, the night has been won, and I shall overcome, yet not I, but through Christ in me. No fate I dread, I know I am forgiven. The future sure, the price it has been paid. For Jesus bled and suffered for my pardon, and he was raised to overthrow the grave. To this I hold, my sin has been defeated. Jesus now and ever is my plea. Oh, the chains are released, I can sing, I am free, yet not I, but through Christ in me. With every breath I long to follow Jesus, for he has said that he will bring me home, and day by day
helped his disciples when they were in trouble. This week, we're going to read about Jesus meeting a woman at a well. So he, Jesus, left Judea and returned to Galilee. He had to go through Samaria on the way. Eventually, he came to the Samaritan village of Sychar, near the field that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired from the long walk, sat wearily beside the well about noontime. Soon, a Samaritan woman came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, "Please give me a drink." He was alone at the time because his disciples had gone into the village to buy some food. The woman was surprised, for Jews refused to have anything to do with Samaritans. She said to Jesus, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. Why are you asking me for a drink?" Jesus replied, "If you only knew the gift God has for you and who you are speaking to, you would ask me, and I would give you living water." "But sir, you don't have a rope or a bucket," she said, "and this well is very deep. Where would you get this living water?" Jesus replied, "Anyone who drinks this water will soon become thirsty again, but those who drink the water I give will never be thirsty again. It becomes a fresh, bubbling spring within them, giving them eternal life." "Please, sir," the woman said, "give me this water. Then I'll never be thirsty again, and I won't have to come here to get water." "Go and get your husband," Jesus told her. "I don't have a husband," the woman replied. Jesus said, "You're right. You don't have a husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and you aren't even married to the man you're living with now. You certainly spoke the truth." "Sir," the woman said, "you must be a prophet. So tell me, why is it that you Jews insist that Jerusalem is the only place of worship, while we Samaritans claim it is here at Mount Gerizim, where our ancestors worshipped?" Jesus replied, "Believe me, dear woman, the time is coming when it will no longer matter whether you worship the Father on this mountain or in Jerusalem. You Samaritans know very little about the one you worship, while we Jews know all about him, for salvation comes through the Jews. But the time is coming, indeed, it's here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way. For God is spirit, so those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth." The woman said, "I know the Messiah is coming, the one who is called Christ. When he comes, he will explain everything to us." Then Jesus told her, "I am the Messiah." So Jesus is the Messiah and the Son of God, but many of the Jews didn't believe him, and so they handed him over to a Roman governor called Pilate to kill him by crucifixion. So listen to how it happened. The Jewish leaders replied, "By our law, he ought to die, because he called himself the Son of God." When Pilate heard this, he was more frightened than ever. He took Jesus back into the headquarters again and asked him, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave no answer. "Why don't you talk to me?" Pilate demanded. "Don't you realize that I have the power to release you or crucify you?" Then Jesus said, "You would have no power over me at all unless it were given to you from above. So the one who handed me over to you has the greater sin." Then Pilate tried to release him, but the Jewish leaders shouted, "If you release this man, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who declares himself a king is a rebel against Caesar." When they said this, Pilate brought Jesus out to them again, and Pilate said to the people, "Look, here is your king." "Away with him," they yelled, "away with him, crucify him." "What? Crucify your king?" Pilate asked. "We have no king but Caesar," the leading priests shouted back. Then Pilate turned Jesus over to them to be crucified. So they took Jesus away. Carrying the cross by himself, he went to the place called Place of the Skull, in Hebrew Golgotha. There they nailed him to the cross. 2 others were crucified with him, one on either side, with Jesus between them. Afterward, Joseph of Arimathea, who had been a secret disciple of Jesus because he feared the Jewish leaders, asked Pilate for permission to take down Jesus' body. When Pilate gave permission, Joseph came and took the body away. The place of crucifixion was near a garden where there was a new tomb never used before. And so, because it was the day of preparation for the Jewish Passover, and since the tomb was close at hand, they laid Jesus there. Now, next week, we're going to hear that Jesus rose again from the dead after 3 days. So I'll see you then. Welcome to the Mad Science Laboratory. Today, we are going to have fun with capillary action. Basically, what that means is we're going to make a walking water rainbow. It's going to be super cool. So I have 6 glasses here. In my first glass, I'm going to put a lot of drops of red food coloring. Like that much. And then in my third glass, I'm going to put yellow food coloring. I'm going to put quite a few drops of yellow. And then in my 5th glass, I'm going to put some blue. Okay, now I'm going to arrange these cups in a circle. Let's do our circle like this. Okay, so all my cups are in a circle. I'm going to take some water, and I'm going to fill up the cup right to the rim. So we have a glass full of red water. And then I'm going to skip the empty cup, and I'm going to fill this glass all the way to the top, and the blue glass too. Okay. I have here 6 pieces of paper towel, and I'm just going to roll them up. Like that. I'm going to bend them a little bit, and I'm going to stick one end into the red water and the other end into the empty cup. And you can see the water is already, I don't know if you can see that, but the water is already going up the paper towel. And do the same. I'm going to put one end into the empty glass and the other into the yellow water. And you can see here, the water is creeping up the paper towel. Stick this end in the yellow water. Hold it. Put it in the empty cup. So we're basically making a circle connecting all of our glasses like that. And we can see liquid has this super cool property, we call it capillary action, where it can move up against gravity in small spaces. And so we can see the water is moving up the paper towel and into the empty cup, and same here on this side. And capillary action is actually what brings water up into the roots of plants. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for 20 minutes, and when we come back, it should make a rainbow. So I hope you had fun with this science experiment, and I'll see you next week for another one.
Hey Scout, can we say our memory verse with the Journey Kids campers?
Sure, repeat after me. Treasure is kept in clay jars.
Treasure is kept in clay jars.
In the same way,
In the same way,
we have the treasure of the good news
we have the treasure of the good news
in these earthly bodies of ours.
in these earthly bodies of ours.
2 Corinthians 4:7a.
2 Corinthians 4:7a. See you next week!
Bye!